With the fire rolling down here. Come on up for the rising. Come on up, lay your head and bow. Come on up for the rising. Come on up for the rising. Mike Butler, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much. I recognize that a lot of you have other events to go to this evening, so I will try to be brief in my remarks. First of all, thank you, Steve. Thank you, Julie. Thank you, Eric, for your kind remarks. It is truly gratifying and humbling to hear such nice things from three individuals as respected as the three of you are in this community. It means a lot to me, not only to have you be here today, but to say those things, and I thank you for that. I believe Eric covered most of the candidates and the elected officials that are here this evening, but I want to thank a few women in my life. And, first is my fiancée, Katie, for all of your support. Her mother, Karen, who's helped out on the campaign. And the best legislative assistant in Annapolis, Val.
It's a tie.
It's a tie. I want to thank all my supporters, my friends, small business owners, colleagues for your words of encouragement, support, and well wishes. That show of support has played a large role in why I stand in front of you today. I want to thank Wendy and Janet and Charlotte for allowing us to use this as a backdrop this evening. Great story. I hope all of you will be able to find your way inside and support a great local small business in the district. And I think it's fitting that I begin to talk a little bit about small business. As all of you know, it's my passion. And there's a statistic that I repeat often, but I think it's important to understand. 74% of Maryland residents are employed by small business. Less than 5% of our legislators have any small business background whatsoever. There is a huge disconnect. When you're looking at the businesses in the district and the people that they employ, those are dollars, those are revenue that come into the state. And as small businesses have to make tough decisions and make tough layoffs, those are dollars that leave the state. The General Assembly over the last 4 years, while I've been a member, has turned a blind eye to the problems of small business. Instead of trying to help those businesses flourish, thrive, and employ people, they've turned their back on them, scratched their head, and wondered why unemployment breaks 7%, almost 8% here in Maryland. I believe that the very concept of raising fees and taxes on those creating the jobs to give entitlements to those without jobs is ignorant at best and criminal at worst. This practice must be stopped. Ladies and gentlemen, herein lies the problem. When the Maryland legislature was founded, it was founded as a citizen legislature. A legislature where members of the community from all walks of life came to Annapolis to represent their communities for 90 days, and then they returned home to their communities. Those days are long gone. Today, the average politician in Annapolis lists his or her career as a full-time legislator. This must change. As many of you know, I introduced a bill that would put in place term limits for elected officials. While not making me the most popular guy in Annapolis, it was the right thing to do. Our constituents didn't send us to Annapolis to do the popular thing. They sent us there to do the right thing. And I firmly believe that the issue of term limits, at the very least, deserves some good dialogue in Annapolis. When politicians are loyal to the establishment and the power structure, as opposed to the people lose. And the people could use a win these days. As a young boy, I started my first job at the age of 14. There haven't been too many years of my life that I haven't had 2 or 3 jobs at the same time since. I was brought up understanding that there is no free lunch and that you get what you earn. This is a very simple concept and one that this country was founded on. The harder the work, the greater the reward. Our legislators have repeatedly taken steps to remove that incentive from society and replace it with a big brother will take care of you mentality. That mentality, my friends, is corrosive, misguided, and dangerous to current and future generations to come. The working families of Maryland can simply take no more. No more taxes, no more fees, no more irresponsible spending, no more irresponsible budgets, As Steve mentioned, I voted against Governor O'Malley's budget 4 years in a row, and I will continue to do so until we see a budget that reins in spending, reverses its priorities, and makes good fiscal sense. Just as your family has done and your businesses have done, the state must do the same. My opponent, who I have a great deal of respect for and like very much as a person, has shown a history and a track record of voting for higher taxes and increased fees. This is not campaign rhetoric, but rather footnoted, factual behavior. It is irresponsible behavior and it must be stopped. As hundreds of Maryland drive to post offices today, like the one across the street, we have Democrats and Republicans like Ed Riley that have voted for higher taxes and increased our tax bill today. Today we find Maryland at a crossroads. The decisions we make in the coming year will dictate the direction that we as a state for many years to come will face. As I previously stated, I believe the current path we travel is misguided and dangerous. We have created a system that punishes those who work hard and reward those who depend on those who work hard. We have created a system that puts the pockets of union bosses before the wallets of the working class. We have created a system that sees property ownership as a privilege, not a right, and health care as a right, not a privilege. If we are to move this state forward and get folks back to work, these practices must stop, and they must stop now. So I stand before you today to make a promise, a rather simple promise, which is that I stand with you, not the establishment. And I will stop at nothing to defend your rights, your wallets, and your liberties. I will work tirelessly, and I will not stop. If there's an obstacle, I'll knock it down. If there's a bridge, I'll cross it. If there's a hill, I'll climb it. I'm going to stop at nothing to protect you and your wallets. My name is James King. I'm running for the Senate, and I need your support.
Okay.